Hi, this is pre-algebra, lesson 7, rates and average and measures of central tendency. Rates and average measures of central tendency. All right, so a rate is a division relationship between two measures. A unit rate is a ratio that compares the first quantity to one unit of the second quantity. So unit rate is always 1 unit. It's the difference between a rate and a unit rate. All right, examples of unit rates. 65 miles per hour. So 65 miles per 1 hour. So that's where your 1 unit comes in. Let me write that miles per hour. 25 miles per gallon. 25 miles per 1 gallon. Miles per gallon. 35 feet per second. Feet. And we can also use this slash to mean per. This P can mean per and this can mean per. 15 cents per ounce. Okay. 15 cent per ounce. All right, rate problems involve the two units that form the rate. The number of hours times 65 miles is 65 miles per hour and equals the number of miles. So if we were driving for 2 hours at 65 miles per hour, we multiply 2 times 65, and that would tell us how many miles we drove. The number of gallons times 24 miles tells us 24 miles per gallon tells us the number of miles we drove. So if we used 2 gallons, 2 times 24 would tell us how many miles we drove. Same with seconds, 35 feet per second, the number of feet. And ounces, 15 cents per ounce is the number of cents. So the average or the mean, we find that by dividing the sum of the elements of a set by the number of elements in the set. So how many elements are in this set? We learned that the elements was the numbers that belonged in the set. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So 5 elements in the set. What's the sum of all those elements? So we've got 6 plus 4 is 10, 2 plus 8 is 10, and 10. So 10, 20, 30. So the sum is 30, right? So 30 divided by 5 equals 6. So the average of those, or the mean of those numbers in the set, is 6. So remember, the saying is, my teacher is mean when she averages my grade. Not really, I'm not mean, but that's how we remember it. So in the 4th grade class, in the 8th grade classes, there are 28, 29, 31, and 30 students. What is the average number of students in 8th grade? So the first thing we want to do is add. So let's add 28, 29, 31, and 32. Again, there's a 10 and there's a 10. So 10, 20, right? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're going to add, and we've got 120. Then we're going to divide the sum by the number of elements. Well, let's count the elements. How many numbers did we add together? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to divide the sum, which is 120, by 4. 4 goes into 12 3 times. 4 goes into 0 0 times. So 30, the average number of students in each class is 30. And look, we could give 1 to this guy, and that would make both of those 30, and we could give 2 to this guy, and that'd make both of those 30. So 30 is the average number. All right, the median is found by putting the numbers in order from least to greatest and choosing the middle number or the average of the two middle numbers. So let's find the median. First thing I told you we had to do is put the numbers in order from what? Least to greatest. So we're going to do 21. And then what? 43. And then 49. And then 72. And then 76. And then 86. And then 97. And we got to figure out what numbers is the middle. So I start at each end and mark them off until I get to the middle. So that's 1. There we go. Mark those off. Mark those off. The median is 72. Now, if I had an extra number, if I had an even amount of numbers, let's pretend we also had 20 here. Okay? So let's pretend that we had to mark off this one, this one, and this one, and this one. Then this one, and this one, and these were our two middle numbers. We would add those two numbers together, 9, 10, 11. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 7 is 12. And then divide. 2 goes into 12 6 times. And we're just going to say 60. Okay, we're not going to add. It'd be actually 60 and a half. But that would be our middle number. Okay, we'd find the average of the two middle numbers. All right, the mode is the number that occurs the most. All right, let's look at these. So I've got 47. Oh, well, look, 47, 47, 47. How many times does it occur? 3. Is there any one that occurs more? So the mode is 47. The range is the difference between the greatest and the least number in a set. So find the range. So the greatest number is what? 93. What's the least number? 17. So we are going to subtract. 13 minus 7 is 6. 8 minus 1 is 7. So the range is 76. All right, let's look at these. Well, why are those out of line? That should be here. Number of hours times, yeah. All right, let's write this. So driving an average of 55 miles per hour, how far will the driver travel in 6 hours? So if he goes 55 miles in 1 hour, and he drives for 6 hours, 6 hours times 55, right? So number of hours is 6 times 55 miles per hour, and it's going to give us what? 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 3 is 33. So 330 miles. It looks awful, doesn't it? All right, so Heather finished the 100-kilometer bike race in 4 hours. What was her average speed per hour? So she went for 4 hours, right? Times the unknown kilometers per hour. We don't know what that one is. And she biked 100 kilometers total. So how do you think we can figure this one out? We can divide, can't we? 100 divided by 4. Because remember, to find the missing factor, when we know the product in one of the factors, we just divide. 4 goes into 100. 25. So she went 25 kilometers per hour. Right? That goes there. All right, traveling an average rate of 58 miles per hour. How long would it take to go 20 miles? So we don't know the number of hours. We don't know that at 58 miles per hour. And we're going to go 20 miles. So this one, we can just, let's estimate, let's round this up. Let's say 58 is close to 60 miles per hour. Okay, we're going to round it up instead of getting to the exact. And we're going to go 20 miles. So if we divide, if we want to figure out what the number of hours is, right? So if we're going to go 20 miles, we are going 60 miles per hour, 20, 40, 60. So we went 1/3 of an hour, right? So we traveled 1/3 of an hour or 20 minutes. Because this is 1 mile, think of it this way, 60 miles per hour is 1 mile per minute, isn't it? 60 miles per hour, 60 minutes in an hour. So that's a mile per minute. We're going to go 20 miles. It's going to take us 20 minutes. All righty. What a problem to end on, right? Okie dokie. I hope you guys have a good one, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.